Hi everyone, I can see the participants going up already. Just giving it a couple of minutes for people to log on. So this is going to be recorded for people that are coming on. It's going to be recorded is this, and it's going to be on Forever Knowledge next week, I've been told, which is really good. If you've got any questions after I've finished, you can just put them in the Q&A box and I will try and answer them at the end. I've never used this program before, so you might have to bear with me a little bit. Just give it a couple more minutes for people to come in. Same people are raising their hand. I'm presuming that's you waving at me. I'll get used to this program eventually. I'm sure it will go smoothly. Thank you all for joining me. Just give it one more minute and then I'll start. Oh, people are already asking questions. I'll answer them all at the end. I'm really excited. So I might even answer your question when I'm doing the webinar, so don't worry about that. So let's make a start, because obviously people might start jumping on a little bit later. They might not be able to download Zoom or anything like that, so we'll make a start. So my journey to manager. Now, in fact, my journey to manager took, let me just tell you, it took me altogether 5 years and 8 months. That's how long it took me to get to manager. And I'm going to take you through the journey of basically my life and what I've done in that 5.5 years and what I've achieved with the company, things I've done, how I've enjoyed being with the company, and what's took the time for me to achieve this goal. So I'm going to take you through my life a little bit, to be honest with you, and hopefully you will enjoy it. So this is, hopefully this will work. I'm just going down these slides. Oh, there we go. So a bit about me. I'm going to talk about when I started Forever, my background, my why at the time. So why when I started Forever, I was, cue in the first picture, a student nurse. Now, I was a student nurse and I had just failed my finals at uni. And I was not academic at all. Not in the slightest was I academic. I was a people person. I love to be around people. So for me, academic was really, really hard work. It was down to my daughter that helped me pass the degree in the end. So I failed the finals and I needed £1,800 to be able to resit them finals. And it was quite daunting. So what you do is you put your life on Facebook, on social media, and you try and say, what am I going to do with myself? I had no job. I couldn't start my new nursing job that I'd just been offered. I didn't have no money. You wasn't entitled to any benefits, you wasn't entitled to any student loans. I needed to find £1,800 as well as support my family and as well as pay for a mortgage and everything else that comes with it. And a friend of mine that, believe it or not, worked for me, she said, why don't you have a look at what I'm doing, Zoe? And I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. Let me have a look. So she sent me a little video and I thought, well, that sounds really good. And I thought, yeah, why not? So I looked into it and here I am. Loving Forever. So let me talk about the rest of the background. The rest of the background before nursing, here's me as a manager of Anne Summers' Party Plan, rubbing shoulders with Jacqueline Gold. Now, I was 10 years in that company, high up in the company with Party Plan, and I had all the skills you can imagine with running a team, with sales basically, and how to motivate team and things like that. So I had the skills there, ready for it, but I just didn't put it into Forever enough. So from that background, you can see I was third in the company. That was like a highlight of one of our awards nights. There's only 3 people in the company that got to stand with Jacqueline Gold and have a picture. So that was really, really nice of a business to have. It was really, really satisfying. But if I go back to the Anne Summers days, when I left to do my nursing, I had a team of about 80 people all around the Northwest, because it's only UK based on summers. And my team was distributed out to loads of different people. I couldn't find where they were going. I had a company car. Within a week, they rung me and said, I want your company car back. You've got no wages, you've got no income. So for me, there was no stability in that at all. So I didn't want to ever go back to a company like that, because they had nothing to give me. I had nothing to drive me to be stable in my future. So I knew I didn't want to go back to Ann Summers in the slightest when I was struggling as a student nurse. So when my friend Sandra offered me this business, I looked at a quick little link about the business, and then I said, that looks all right, does that? And believe it or not, I'm interested in health and well-being. And I am a fitness instructor, but I do not practice what I preach enough. So I knew that I was interested in that industry and all health. And because I'm a nurse, I wanted to look at natural products. And it really struck out to me. So I thought, let's have a look a little bit more. And as we do working from home, I was laid on my bed 5.5 years ago, drip drying with my towel on me, to be honest. And I looked at it and I thought, yeah. And I remember the moment I said, let's do it. And I signed up, I got my box, and I was really, really excited, but I was just a little bit overwhelmed because it was a totally different world. From Ann Summers, as you can appreciate, to training a team of people going out doing parties, to recommending products I knew nothing about. It was very, very overwhelming. But you know what? I went into it and I learned everything. All the training was there online. Everybody in the team was really supportive. And before I knew it, I had a really, really nice, supportive group of friends. I call them friends, not colleagues. So people have become really good friends now that supported you when you were struggling. So I built up a nice retail base where I could earn some income around doing my nursing finals. So I managed to save up £1,800 to resit them. I was then a nurse a year later. So altogether being a nurse took me 6.5 years. So if I could work that hard as a nurse, if it took me 5.5 to be a manager, it's all about not giving up. So my why at the time, believe it or not, as crazy as it sounds, was not to be a nurse. And I'll tell you why. My why was to get out of nursing, even before I'd started. And this is why. The plan was to go to Australia. And I needed a skill to be able to, I've got some notes here, so you have to bear with me. I needed a skill, a job, something like a degree to be able to get me to Australia. I just wanted a fresh start. I wanted to get away and have freedom and be able to just do something different. So I did nursing to be able to get to Australia. I wanted to move all the family there, and I wanted to work on my marriage, which I will tell you about. I had to pass an English test, believe it or not, even though I'm born and bred in England. I had to do an English test, and it took me, I tried 10 times to pass this test and I couldn't pass it. £155 every single time to try and pass this test, and I couldn't pass it. Someone was telling me that I shouldn't be going to Australia. I never listened. I just kept going and going and going. I thought that was the answer. I wanted a fresh start. The house was sold. The dog was sorted with a rabies test that cost a fortune, and we'd had temporary rental accommodation. So that was the plan, to go to Australia. And I didn't want to be a nurse, I just wanted the ticket into Australia. That was the thing. And this was my family at the time. But to the outside world, this is my ex-husband Nigel and my 3 girls. You've got Beth, who was 17 at the time, Leah 15, and Alice 8. I think I've got the ages right, but they're not easy to shout at me if I've got them wrong, because you forget, grow so fast. To the outside world, we seemed like a really, really happy family. And I mean really happy. But in reality, me and Nigel were not happy at all. And we just existed for the children. We just kind of carried on as normal, went on holidays, and we just lived a life. He was very supportive with Forever, even though I kind of just did retail and just worked to be able to enjoy the good things. I didn't want to be a nurse. The nursing paid for all the bills. So for me, Forever just carried on with my retail and building my customer base, and that was the key for it. I wasn't happy. And if you're not happy, you can't concentrate on something, and that is the key aspect of this webinar. So let me just tell you about this event. It changed my whole life. I live by these quotes every single day. They're a bit cheesy, but everything happens for a reason, and it's totally true that it does. Remember that we are exactly where we're meant to be, at the right time, with the right person, at the right place. So if you're thinking you're having a bad day and something's wrong, always go with your gut instinct and realise you're where you're meant to be. If your bus is late, or you can't get somewhere, or something's happened, it's happening for a reason. You'll never know what that is, but it's happening for a reason. And this event, my Leah, the middle one, I was fed up. I had a bit of a to-do with Nigel, and I thought, I don't want to go to this event. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the zone. I'm really not interested at all. And I was having a low. And Leah said, come on, Mum, let's go out and we can have some cake and it's the Christmas spirit. And she talked me into going. She said, you're going to help me with my event. And she said that she was going to support me, which I thought was really, really nice. Now, this event looked like this. I still remember it today. And I put this on the team page. I can't even remember that because my screen's over that. So Christmas stall, products sold, and over 20 contacts. That was really important to me because when you're doing stalls, you have to get your contacts because it's about building a rapport with people. It's not about a sale on the night. When we get to doing stalls again, because I know we've got the pandemic and it's difficult at the moment, but these stalls do work, and that did work for me. And it says at the bottom, as I said again, we're exactly where we're meant to be at the right time with the right person at the right place. And that night actually changed my life, and it changed my whole future, because I do believe that you really need to be in a good place yourself to be able to concentrate on a business like this. Because if you're not, it's either going to go two ways. It's going to drive you to strive better if you're not in a good place, or if you're in a good place, it'll make you want to achieve more because you're feeling really, really good. It's going to go one of two ways. And for me, this night changed my life. Not only did I get some really good orders, but I had a person that filled in a questionnaire, came to my stall and said, oh, free gifts, free questionnaire filled in for free gifts. And this person filled in a questionnaire, and we got chatting, had a really, really good time, and I offered to drop some samples and things like the house. And this person was Susan. She's a PCSO, and she came in to the event. She's there at a Pride stall and she came in with her PCSO outfit, and I had to have a picture. But she came that night to that stall, just going back, she came in her PTSO outfit. And the reason I say we're exactly where we're meant to be with the right time, at the right person, at the right place, just to go ahead of that again, is because she wasn't meant to be there that night either. What had happened is the lady that owns this event, this venue that's now closed down, she was doing, her dad had died a couple of weeks ago, and Sue was there. She was there as a PCSO with everything that was going on. It was quite a bad moment for this person. So Sue wanted to go and make this lady feel better and say, your dad was okay, and really do a job and give her the support she needed. She works 3 miles away, does Sue. She didn't need to come all the way to that venue to tell that lady. But when I said somebody's there at the right time in the right place and the right person is there, she thought, oh, I'll have a browse while I'm here. There's no point in not having a browse. And she met me. I'm so grateful for that, because I wasn't meant to be there because I wasn't in the right mindset, because Leah dragged me there for a reason. And Sue wasn't meant to be there because it wasn't her area, and she was doing it as a goodwill gesture while she was on shift to go and tell this lady and offer her some support about her dad passing, just to make sure that she was okay. So that, to me, I thought, wow, when you look back at it, it's really, really, it gives me goosebumps even now. So me and Sue met just over 3 years ago. This is us dating, and you can appreciate what I've gone through over this time to go from having a husband to obviously bringing Sue into my life. It's quite daunting for the whole world to see. She's supported me throughout. She's been at Pride Stall. She's done success days with me. Everybody loves her. She's a really, really good personality, and I love her, obviously. And thank you to Forever, we are now happily married. She's now my wife. And it was even more exciting that I had lots of the Eagles team, which I'm from, and we even had an Eagles team themed table for all the Eagles team. It was so exciting. And I cannot ever thank Forever enough, not just for the income and the structure of business you'll hear from the journey, but from a personal point of view, Forever has changed my life. It really, really has changed my life and made me really happy, and that's what drove me a little bit more to make me feel really, really secure in my future. I'm just seeing how long I'm talking for. So this was our honeymoon. We went to Kenya. I took her on a surprise safari with profits, retail profits, and working from anywhere. I worked all the way through my honeymoon, and she wasn't bothered because it paid for the honeymoon. I took her to her dream of Giraffe Manor Hotel. We fed all the street kids. You can see at the bottom there, we went to an orphanage and did loads of donations and did loads of fundraising for an orphanage and saw all the children. Sue's having a brew there with watching the hippos, because that's where we had our camp. It was incredible. But that is all paid. As where I was as a supervisor, I was a supervisor 3 years ago, and I just worked on retail profit. So I had a good customer base of people that continually come to me, and I was up and down, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'd do 2K scripts and beat myself up, other times I'd do a lot more. And you've got to get that balance of knowing where you are and what you want. And for me at the time, because of everything I was going through, I didn't want to build. I wasn't ready to build at all. I wanted to just enjoy my moment here because I've waited so long for this happiness. I wanted to enjoy what Forever was giving me. Not only did she give me Sue, she also gave me a freedom to work from anywhere and to be able to enjoy the retail profit. So we also visited head office in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. So that was really, really amazing to enjoy that. And the welcome with open arms. If anybody's ever traveling, don't feel inferior of going to a head office anywhere in the world, honestly, because the main reason for that, when I told them I'd come from the UK and I just wanted to have a look around, they got the manager out of the office. He gave us a private tour, showed us everywhere. He said I could use any function rooms I wanted. If I had a team over there for free, I could come and do some trainings with them. You name it, he offered me the world. I couldn't do a big order though, because there was a certain limit on how much you could order, which is a bit frustrating. But I had a few meetings. I'd actually arranged from, I did a Facebook advert a couple of weeks before and really built up some rapport of people that lived out there to see if I could build a business with them. So the following night, I had some one-to-ones basically with people from Nairobi, Kenya. So I wanted to invest in some leaflets and some brochures. With open arms, they were absolutely amazing, was the head office. It really, really was an eye-opening moment for me to see really the power of Forever and how friendly it is. And I thought, this is just incredible. I've come from miles and miles away and they've just said, yeah, if you've got a Forever business, let's welcome you. And that was really touching. So that was fantastic for the honeymoon. And then you can see here, never miss an opportunity to change someone's life, whether it's product or business. This on the left is Robert and Madalena, who we met on our, the last leg of our honeymoon. We met them in the hotel and we discussed with them. They were a really, really good customer service. They gave us everything, and I mean everything. They treated us like royalty. And we got chatting one day and Madalena was talking to me and we just asked her out of interest how much she earns a day. And they both said they earn between $2.50 to $3 a day. That's for a 10-hour day. And I'm sat there thinking, God, I can waste that on a bar of chocolate, or a couple of bars of chocolate. You know, it gives you the reality check of thinking, wow, how hard these people work. So lo and behold, they said, I said, what time do you finish work? To Madalena, and she said, I finished, I think it was about 3 o'clock actually. And I said, how do you fancy having a chat with me after work? She went, oh, I can't be doing that, my boss will go mad. And I said, we'll do it on the beach, because we're literally, the hotel was here, the beach was literally there behind some bushes, it was a private beach. She jumped at the chance, jumped at it. So then she said, can I bring my friend Robert? So then I met Robert, and then they both came. We had to walk about 10 minutes down the beach so the boss couldn't see them, and I was sat on the beach and there's these little crabs that were biting me all the way through that one-to-one. But these people joined my team. And I can honestly say, Robert's not done much recently because he's had ill parents and Madalena's lost a parent. It's not very good out there, but I'll never ever give up on them. The reason being is Robert rung me on FaceTime about 3 months after this, and he said, I've just got a big order. And I said, well, fantastic. You know, a big order for us is very different to them when they earn so little. And he'd earned $15 on that one order, which to us, if you work it out, is not massive, because they're working dollars over there for some reason, not Kenyan shillings. And that to him was 5 days worth of wages, and he was absolutely ecstatic. He really was. He couldn't contain his excitement. He went and bought his nephew some ice cream that he's not been able to afford, and the excitement was amazing. So when you think to yourself about building a business, build it not only what you want, what they need. And no, I didn't earn a lot of money on them. It's not about that. It's not about me. It was about them. And that's what I realised when I was doing this business out there. And I thought, wow. And over time, I've got 18 people in Kenya now. And don't get me wrong, they're up and down. Some order, some don't. It's all down to them. You can appreciate COVID is really bad over there at the moment, really bad. But the future is there for them. They've set up the stepping stones and set it up for them to be able to run and be able to work for themselves. And that to me shows that we've got to treat people in this business as an individual. It's not about getting 2K, it's 4K, it's about getting them to build a business at their own speed and to earn the money that they need to earn. So at this time, I wasn't interested in earning loads of money. I still had to go to work as a nurse, which was very depressing, but I didn't need that income. That income at all did not mean anything to me right there and then. So everything happens for a reason, remember that. And I mean everything. And it's a bit cliche again, but we've got to look back on how this journey started. And I'll go back to Emma Cooper. Now, going back to this journey of Emma Cooper was a police officer, as you know, and she knew my wife, Sue, because she was PCSO and they saw each other at the police station and stuff. So you can appreciate when Emma saw Sue at a success day for the first time, she was like, what are you doing here? And she was like, well, my partner's Zoe Hoyle, and she was Zoe Williamson at the time, because wasn't married. And she went, no way, and she was dead excited and thought, wow, this is incredible. So that's how people do meet and come together in different ways. So I always say, never underestimate the power of what you are doing on social media and when the time is right. So if I look back from my notes, Jules is Emma's sponsor. She was active on Facebook. She was showing her lifestyle, and Emma slowly watched for 4 years. But Emma didn't say yes. Now, I look to the point of thinking, if Emma hadn't have said yes, maybe other people down the line would never have found Forever. Maybe they might have done, but who knows? And we can never underestimate the power of one person making a decision to say yes can change somebody's whole future, and it has done for me. So Jules was on saying being happy. I mean, I didn't know what she put, but I'm presuming it was happy, a nice lifestyle, talking about the income and things like that. So you've got to really realise when you're on Facebook and when you're on your social media, you're creating a lifestyle and you're wanting people to look at how lucky you are. And it's not about saying, oh yes, look at me, how amazing I am and how lucky I am. It's about saying you can achieve this too, because somebody along the line will say, what exactly are you doing that makes you so happy? And they will ask you. You don't have to shout out, I'm with Forever Living and I'm a business owner and my life is fantastic. You just have to share with them what it's achieved for you. That's exactly what's created Emma's future, and Jules sharing hers, and then Emma sharing hers, then Emma's followed it onto Lisa, and then Lisa's followed it onto somebody else, and then the story's just unfolded just from people sharing their passion for what they do. The one thing I wanted to hit on with this is don't ever let negativity get you down. It's your future, nobody else's. And my mentor, Emma Smith, will tell you, which I'm sure she's listening, will tell you I have had my fair share of negativity. And that's not just from people on Facebook that block you. Well, I do Facebook because that's my main aspect of business at the moment, because I don't understand Instagram. So if you imagine somebody's been really, really hurtful to you, even though you're passionate, they're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to get you your dream car. They're not going to help you build more time with your children. So if they're negative, do you want to work with them? Do you want them part of your business? That's what you've got to ask yourself. The second thing is, don't let family get you down, because I am the biggest believer that your family are your worst, what's what I'm looking for? Critic, your worst critic, and they will always judge you. Like, I'm a nurse and my mum will always say, why do you want to give up a proper job? But my degree means nothing to me. My certificate, I won't rip it up, I work too hard for it, but the task of getting rid of it and never looking at it again would mean nothing to me, because I'm not happy. If you're not happy in what you're doing, it makes a massive difference to your life, how you feel, how your work day goes, how your children feel. If you're not happy, that's the key aspect of the whole of everybody's life. So make sure you don't let negativity get you down, because I've had my fair share of it and I have never ever given up, because they will never get to be my goals if I listen to them. And if I lose a couple of people, it's still the best part of 8 billion people in the world to work on and help them to change their life. And you have got a lot of people that you can speak to in your lifetime, so don't ever give up on them. So you might think where the journey finished with Nigel. We are still very good friends. And he is known to walk around the streets with me delivering leaflets for a few cans of beer on a Saturday night. So he's still very, very good and part of our family. We still have a good family relationship. You can see they're celebrating Leah's birthday. We get on really, really well. He loves Leah Sue's homemade wine, by the way. So it's nice to know that I have the full support. You can appreciate with all that's been going on, to go from being married to a man to then fall in love with a woman. I've had a lot to deal with. Not only that, I've had 3 girls to make sure they're okay. And that has been my biggest priority over the last couple of years, to make sure that they were happy, because once I'm happy and they're happy, then I can move on. So you can appreciate how long this business has taken me to really push it forward again, because I needed to get this right before I could move on. So you've got to get things perfect and push yourself to either let the negativity get you where you want to be or the positives get you where you want to be. You'll work it out in your own way, but this is what I needed. So then you've got Leah. She lives in Portugal now. And when I said everything happens for a reason, if we'd have moved to Australia, she would never have met her fiancé, Joao, who she now lives in Portugal with. So again, it's in the right place at the right time. So Lee lives in Portugal. She came home for Christmas last year. Beth is 22. And we have a fantastic relationship. My 3 girls were there at the wedding, really supporting us with everything. There really was wonderful, and Alice is a very moody teenager at the moment at 13, but we're getting there with her. But again, it's all a journey. Everything's a journey for you to enjoy. Oh, there was a picture missed out there. There was a picture missed out of the webinar. I'll just see if I can show you, but you might not be able to see it. This one here on my sheet. Oh, where is it? Don't want to miss it out, you see. This one is friends. This is a friend of mine, Tammy, myself, and my friend Claire Richardson. Claire joined me many years ago, and again, she's been up and down, but we've stuck at it, and I don't think she'll ever give up on forever, because one, she loves the products, and 2, she loves the business side of it, and she loves me as well. She really do get on well. And Tammy, I met Tammy through Diamond's team, which is Emma Smith's team, and we've become really close friends. She stayed with me the night before my wedding. Really amazing friend, and I've met so many good people in forever. It's not just about the business, it's what else it creates, which makes it more magic. So let's get to the nitty gritty of why I'm doing this webinar, because you want to know my main journey of why I did this and what's really fired me up to be able to want to build this business. And it's this. The big question is, what changed in all that time to get to manager? Was it the pandemic? Mums, both our mums are there supporting us on our wedding day. Was it the free time that I had? Because I had loads of free time. I now do bank shifts at nursing because 2 years, I forgot to tell you this, 2 years into my nursing career, I went part-time quite quickly. And then 18 months ago, I went on to bank shifts, which is NHSP, if you know what that is. So I get to choose my shifts as and when I want. So I do probably 2 a month, and that's the freedom I've created. So when I talk about free time, I chose to build my business and not do any shifts, any nursing shifts. I was going to plough all my business into forever, all my time into forever, should I say. And the other question was running out of time. Now, I know it's going to be a little bit of a high, then I'm going to go to a low, but the lady on the left is called Barbara. She's my mother-in-law. And we had a bit of a blow earlier on this year, where she has leukemia, and she's been fighting it since August last year, and the doctor said they've got nothing more they can do for her. She's 80 years old. She looks fantastic for her age. She's really feisty. She's a lovely lady. But you know what? I want my wife and me to be able to spend as much time with her as I can. And that's what I talk about, running out of time. And the reason I'm saying that is because a lady called Lisa Prescott did a planning with me when I begged her to do a planning with me a couple of years ago, and she ripped me apart. She's very brutal, and she said it as it was. Are you doing this training? Have you done this? Have you got your folders? Have you messaged people in this way? She's very strict in saying you've got to do what the structure tells you, and I wasn't doing it. So, sorry, she said to me, where do you want to be next year? And I told her this, and this, and my goals at the time. And she said, what if you don't have a year? What if something happens and you don't have a year of your life? What do you want to do now? And it really struck a chord with me, and that's what made me think about this. It really stayed in my head, because Barbara is running out of time, and I don't want her to be sat in her house just watching TV, which she loves the soaps, don't get me wrong, she loves them, but it's nice to create some memories for Sue. And I wanted to create a way for her to be able to be at home with her mum, to spend time with her mum. And my goal for December is to have Sue going part-time, but she loves her job as a PCSO. She doesn't want to give it up. But if I can create an extra 15 hours a week for her to spend that quality time with her mum while her mum's here, you'll never get that time back. Never, ever. My mum's lives in Leeds. I've not been able to visit her either because she's at the high-risk category. I've visited her twice in the last 3 months, which is really hard. And these people, you're never going to get your mum back. You never, ever. And if that's one thing that struck with me, is I thought, I need to make a change now. So it really did push me to really motivate myself and think, I cannot start again. I cannot keep messing about with this business. As I put it, I called it messing about. And the way I worded it is it's a very expensive hobby. Because I was enjoying the products and I was enjoying them, but I wasn't getting the commission just as a supervisor. I wanted the manager commission, because that's where you want to earn the good money. And I was going to all the success days, I was going to the BPs, I was doing everything, but I wasn't building because I wasn't using the structure. And this gave me the wheels to turn. Is that the right saying? It gave me the strength to be able to build my business, and that's what really motivated me, is these 2 ladies here. That's where it all changed. Let me tell you what I did. What did I do? I became more active on social media, became better at stories and lives. I didn't care who saw me, who cringed, who laughed, who clicked past me. I really didn't care. I just thought the people that watch me are the people that matter. I really didn't care at all who I hit or who I didn't, because it's up to them. And again, law of attraction, everything happens for a reason. People will come to you. I shared everything I was doing without being spammy. I created a lifestyle. Even in lockdown, I was having fun. I spoke to everyone. I messaged every single one of my downline, offering them a fresh opportunity to a fresh start. I learned how to do live launches with Emma. She showed me how to do Be Live. So that was my hit. Sue bought me a laptop. She surprised me with a laptop one day because I desperately needed a new one, and I knew I could do my business better with that. So I helped all my team to build their business to match their own goals. I spoke to everyone I could. I became a product of the product. So I constantly used the product. I became healthy. I was running. I was using the RG. I was using the gel. Everything I needed to be able to advertise in the right way. To be able to advertise in the right way, to share with people how they can build a business and also enjoy our products. I became a product. I said that. Started to represent the company of health and well-being rather than drink wine, i.e. hairdressers. Now, the way I say that is if you're a hairdresser and you have the worst hair in the world where it's got roots and it's sticking up and it doesn't look very nice, you're not representing your own business. And it's the same thing. I'm a little bit overweight, but I was always eating cheese and I was always drinking wine. I was always going out for meals and I wasn't representing the business. I wasn't drinking a gel every day. Well, I was, but I wasn't showing it on social media. So that was the strength for me. Me and Sue did study lives on Facebook, got into it, did some face masks. We did the cleanse. Sue has a really good personality for picking on the product, but loves them in the same way. And it creates a lot of interaction, a good audience. We had a good team spirit with mine and Emma's. My upline, we had a good team spirit building in the couple of months that we did, sharing our successes throughout in stories and in our social media everywhere. And when I say about shopfront and browsing, that's really important because when you're posting on Facebook, I will say Facebook for my benefit, when you're posting on social media, that is your shop front. That is your main key of what people are going to see. It's like you're having a shop on a high street and, oh, that shop looks really nice. But if it looks dull and it hasn't got a nice sign and it hasn't got nice windows and it's got a door that's not being painted, it's not going to look appealing. And that's what your Facebook's got to represent. So I always say post 3 times a day and don't post one after the other because it'll lose the value of the last one. So me this morning, I wanted an interaction post. So I put a post on this morning about would you take your kids on holiday in the second them out of school because of the pandemic? And that wasn't anything major that I needed an answer on because I knew the answer anyway. But I wanted an interaction post. I wanted somebody to watch, see who's watching my Facebook, see who's reading my post and be able to create some intriguing things. Know who's watching, I know who's watching my other posts. So an intrigue put is, what's what I'm looking for? I just used the word. Participation, yes, so people can start participating and comment on it. That's what you need to create. The other post is lifestyle. So if you're out walking, if you're out again having a meal, when we can go out for a meal now, if you're having drinks, again it's lifestyle. If you're out in the afternoon having a drink, having a meal, should I say, with your family, and somebody's stuck in an office at work, they're thinking, I really want Zoe Hoyle's lifestyle because she gets to do this, she gets to go here, she gets to travel there, and one day they will ask you what you do. And if they don't, one day you are going to come up, they are going to come up on your who do you know list and you are going to ask them what they need. So it's going to be a turnaround no matter what, they're going to watch your Facebook. So your shop front is really important. I've learned that along the way because the amount of times I've been told, take that down, it's not compliant, don't do that, don't post that, it's too cringe. And you learn this along the way, and I've learned teaching my team the things that I've learned. So for me, the shop front is really important. A lifestyle post, you need to think 3 things for yourself. So mine is about how much I hate running, but I still do it, how much food I eat, and my family, me and Sue. That's the main thing because the kids don't like to be in anything these days. My stories are just a mixture of everything. So once you've got them in the shop front, you've got to get them into browsing. So it's all right getting them in the shop, they've got to browse the whole shop. So if you're in a gift shop, they've got to browse everything and see if they want anything. That's where your stories come in. And that's what I've created. So I put my stories as a little bit of fun, throw a product in there if I'm using it myself or it's a special offer, or something to do with a team, or promotions, or incentives, anything at all that you can mix it up a bit. And that's what creates the shop front, then the browsing, then the purchase. The purchase might not come straight away, but that's what I've created. And let me show you. Is it on this slide? Oh yeah, it's on the next slide. what I've created. Just look at that. So in February, my personal was 4.432 because I would always do my 4cc. I've consistently done it since October last year. That was my goal, to continue doing that. With my team that I had that was active, because a lot of them wasn't placing orders at the time, I did 9.396 in February. In March, you can see it jumping up slightly with some team. Again, I did my basic. I didn't go any higher. I thought, once I've done my 4cc, I'll work on the team. The wrong mindset to have totally. In April, I did more. So I really worked on myself, and my team created some more CCs. Now, what happened? COVID was in its peak in April, and the first week of April, I got COVID as well. I was so poorly for about 3 days. Then for about 3 weeks after that, I was out. I was so weak. But I was still working from home quite actively, as you can see. But what happened in April, more than anything else, is people got momentum. And if you remember, we had Success Day. Success Day, we were supposed to go to Australia, but the head office did all the checks. I was blogging that. I did a massive report. I did a live talking about the company, how excited I was. 2 of my team members came back to me, 2 really, really good team members came back to me and said, I want to get back going with Forever again. I want to really, really start again. And they have really gone incredibly well, because the mindset's changed, the timing's changed. That was all created by, again, watching Facebook. If I hadn't done that live, they might not have seen anything, and they might have thought, nah, not doing it. But because they see the excitement in me and they see the success of Forever, they think, I need to do this now. I need to get my head together and do this. That's what creates the excitement. So always think about the power of what you're doing on Facebook. Don't be too cheesy. Don't be too overwhelming and go live all the time and just babble. It's about good structure, and I'm sure your upline will help you with that. Or if you want to follow me on Facebook and just pinch some of my ideas, you can do by all means. They're not perfect, but they're getting results. As you can see, in May, I decided to decide. I thought, this is it. This is it. I had a really, really good retail. As you can see, I went crazy for the cleanse programs and the fits, mainly because me and Sue did a cleanse together, and she didn't stop moaning about the taste of the gel, how big the Garcinia tablets were, and we did a live every single day to document that journey. I even got her running. I got her doing some fitness videos. We did everything. But do you know what? That created intrigue, and that created people watching us. That created a bit of fun, because people want to see you as a normal person. They want to see you as real. They want to see you taking it, because anybody can say they're taking the drinking the other day. They want to see it. They want to see it in your stories. They want to see your skin glowing from taking it. They want to see your energy levels of you doing different things. So you need to be a product of the product. And you can see there from my personal to go from 5k credits to 18 was mega. It was crazy. And in that month, I had 2 really, really good sponsors that just loved the programs. They loved everything about the programs. And again, with a good team bond, everybody working together, that created a massive momentum of people really, really growing. And that got me assistant manager straight away in 3 months, assistant manager, from supervisor for 3 years right through to assistant manager. And in June, my retail wasn't as big then. It just took a little bit of a drop. I don't know why, but I was still doing the same thing. But it doesn't matter. I still hit 10cc, which is absolutely incredible. And again, my team worked really, really hard. I had a promotion in the team. I had a supervisor promotion, and I hit manager with 13 active for a business owners. That was 4 case credits active. And that drives people to enjoy different things. This is where the results come in. When I talk about my Ann Summers days, what I did with my team then is I actually created, if the local, I created a way that they could build together, meet each other, and to create swap ideas, to create momentum, and to create a friendship. And that's what I created here. So my team, our team Pride. Again, to love Kenya. I really, really did love it. And again, the pride thing, I didn't want to go through the whole rainbows thing. The pride thing was just there to have a little bit of pride in what you do for your business. This is my team enjoying a little bit of a recognition event. Emma's there as well. We're enjoying some bubbly because we had a promotion for Gemma and my manager. So we had loads of homemade wine from Sue. We had some bubbly. We had loads of recognition, loads of training. And it was really nice to get people together. And I think that was really important for me because it creates that bond of people. So when you're talking on social media, it's nice to be able to know who you're talking to. So that really created it. So if you ever got the opportunity to get your team together, if they're local, I would 100% guarantee you should do it. I do it every single month now. This is Emma. She is my mentor with Forever. And what I will say about this is Emma has stuck with me through thick and thin. She's been with everything through me. Let's start again. She's been through this journey with me and everything that's gone through it. She's even been to my wedding. She loved my wedding. She loved the free wine. And Alex, her husband, loved the free shots. That's another story. But the thing is, it's created a friendship. It really has. And what's really important here is don't ever be disheartened if things are not going your way, because I've took a massive hit to get to this journey, because I have had my first upline, Sandra, she decided to leave the company. She didn't want to do it anymore. She had personal things going on and she left. So I was like, all right. So then I fell to Claire, which was her upline. And Claire decided she didn't want to do it anymore. For whatever reason, people just decide it's not for them. That's personal choice. I think they're crazy, but it's personal choice. And then who stepped into their shoes? Emma. Third person down in line. No doubt about it. She stepped into their shoes and she supported me 100%. She's had me ringing her up nearly crying, fed up because I've not been 4cc over the years. She's had me screaming on the phone because I've got 5cc in so many days. She's had me very fed up. Nobody's replying to my messages. Nobody's saying a yes. I've not got no sponsors. Nobody's interested. Nobody's ordering anything. She's had me at my lowest and at my highest. And the thing is, she's never ever given up on me. So don't ever think that you haven't got a support network there. Because if somebody is not supporting you in a certain way, you can always, you don't need just that one person. You need yourself as a good person and just ask for help from somebody else. Just ask for help, and that's all you need to do is make sure you're asking for help. So what I will leave you with, I hope I've inspired you, and I hope I've given you some food for thought that you should never ever give up on your journey. I'm just going to read this little bit here. Daily consistency is the key to success. I've learned that the hard way because I would dip in and out all the time in my business, constantly dipping in and out. And the fortune is 100% in the follow-up. I followed up with my retail customers the other day and I did 2.3 cc in one day. And that's not me at all. I would struggle to get 4 cc last year sometimes because the mindset wasn't there. But I knew. I've just sent a message out this morning to a lady who wanted a plan after a cleanse, and I recommended her a full month supply of the products to keep her going. 1 shake a day, the drinking gel, have a couple of meals a day, etc., etc. I'm sure we know the script. And she spent £149 just this morning. And then I've had another lady that's taken a place an order for my usual gel, 3 orders. So I've done a over £200 order just this morning, and that's all down to mindset. And it's all about following up, 100% following up. So we all have difficult journeys that are meant to test us. That's why challenges are given to the strongest people who are willing to show that they are unstoppable no matter what crosses their path. Now, I'd like to dedicate my manager sash and my manager status to somebody who needs a special thank you, because not only has she motivated me for years and years and years, it really struck a chord with me, because I just feel like she needs to have a little bit of recognition herself. I know in nearly 6 years, so many different people have, I'm starting again, getting a bit emotional now. I know in nearly 6 years, so many people can have an impact on your journey. So always listen to new people, always. There's no point in just listening to me or your upline, or you need to listen to new people, because somebody will just say something to inspire you all the time. They will give you focus, they'll give you a light bulb moment, they'll give you training that you'll continue to duplicate to your team and continue to duplicate certain words that were said over the years. Like I just brought Lisa in, just brought Emma's story, and people will empower you and people will really inspire you over the years. So don't ever stop listening to new people all the time. And the person, just before, surround yourself with those that are on the same mission as you, and that's really important. And again, work with your team that have got a certain goal. You don't have to have your goals, you don't have to have the next person's goals. Work with the person that has their own goals, but they've got to be on the same mission as you. They've got to want to succeed. So work with them in the right way. So going back to that, I knew I'd missed something out when I got to the end. So as I said, daily consistency, and the fortune is in the follow-up. I just told you that story. But I would like to give a massive thank you for the journey to this lady, because even when times are tough, she inspires me 100% with these words that she says, and it's so true. And I will take them throughout the whole journey. When times are tough and your life is tough, I would like to dedicate my manager status as a thank you to Nicola Evans. So success in true form is the sum of small efforts repeated day in, day out. You cannot do this business if you do not touch your business every day. That's one thing that that lady taught me. I never put into practice until this year. And that's something I will always instill in my team and make sure that they 100% follow that through. You have to touch your business every single day, otherwise it will not work. Even if it's putting a couple of stories on, if you haven't, even I was bad with COVID, I still put a post on telling them how poorly I was, because that's business and that's just me. But that's totally your representation of how you build your business. But you've got to put the effort in every single day, because the fortune is in the follow-up. So this is for Nicola Evans, because she just inspires me 100%. I'd like to dedicate it to her. So I am Zoe Hoyle. This is my journey to manager and where the hard work really begins. Remember, Forever will always be there for you. They'll never ever let you down. All you must do every day is show up, be compliant, be professional, and keep building, but also never stop having fun, because you don't have fun in your normal job, you have fun in Forever. This isn't a job, it's a new lifestyle. And how lucky we are to be part of a company that can deliver a new lifestyle and a freedom that we have never imagined. So it's time to create what you want on your terms and not waste any more time. Thank you very much. Questions? I'm going to have a look at them now. Oh, what have I done? Oh. Let's have a look. Stop sharing. I'll turn the whole thing off then. Oh, let's have a look. Some questions, see if I can answer some. So I hope in some way I have inspired you with my long journey of what I can achieve. Let's have a look. People have said so true. Got me so tearful. I got tearful at the end because it just means so much to me. How did they do a minimum order with them earning so little? So Noel, I think it was talking about Kenya. In Nairobi, they can order so much because in Kenya, they have to go to head office physically to place the order. There's no delivering, because they don't even have an address in Kenya. They have a postcode. They have to collect their mail. So they have to physically go to a head office and place their order. So he had to go to a head office in Mombasa, place his order. He could do it for as little as he wanted because he was there in hand and he could get the retail profit, which is perfect. So I hope that's answered your question. I'm just trying to scroll down because, like I say, I'm new to all this. Oh, I can't see that last question. I can't see that last question. Sheila's asked me a question, but somebody's just put something on and I cannot read it. Oh, Zoe, what an awesome story, thank you. If anybody's got any more questions? Oh, Jackie's just put on, thank you for being an amazing mentor and friend. That really means a lot. So I think that's all. Sakita, I think I said your name right. Hello, Zoe, I'm really looking forward to this. I think I've answered all that in the webinar, so I hope I have. Yeah, I think with that question, I've answered everything I need to do. So it's been a nerve-wracking journey, but I think I've done it proud. And I don't think I've babbled too much, and I think I've stuck on track. So I'm going to end the webinar now. And thank you very much. I look forward to doing another webinar in the very near future on a different subject that I'm passionate about. And I will see you all on stage when we get to a stage sometime soon. So thank you so much, and I will catch up with you all soon. Have a good day. And don't forget to post something today. Make it count.